Well, a bit of a mixed session on the local markets today. To take us through it, I spoke to Martin Lakos at Macquarie Private Wealth just after the close. Martin Lakos, those GDP numbers were a surprise to economists. What did the market think?
Yeah, Tiki, good evening. Well, the market liked it at first. We're up about 19 points on a spike, but couldn't hold it, and we closed up about 11 points. It was a very quiet, subdued and mixed day. The materials energy sector's performing up about 0.4%. The property trust, the best performer, so there's still a chase for yield. That was up about 0.7%, and the rest fairly quiet, with the bank sort of mixed also. Look, that GDP number, 1.6% for the quarter. That's annualised now 4.3, was definitely a surprise to economists. The makeup of that was much larger business investment spending, largely the mining sector, and household expenditure up quite surprisingly. The interesting little stat I've got for you is that spending on food was up 3.5%. That's the largest number since the ABS started reporting these numbers in 1959. That possibly will suggest that we might see actually downward revisions on these numbers in the next quarter, but that's yet to be seen. Also saw good spending on education and transportation, up about 5%.
Rally in the dollar would have been a bit disappointing for exporters there?
Yeah, look, the dollar has now fallen since March, Tiki, at 106. We've seen it as low as 96, now at 98.3 against the US. Don't forget, the trade-weighted basket actually been holding up better, that is, against sterling, euro and the yen as well. So we're down about 6 or 7% from those recent March highs. It's been quite interesting when you think about all the negatives against the dollar. It's actually probably held up pretty well. You know, we've had concerns, obviously, on Europe, concerns on China heading back to or going to a hard landing, which we don't agree with, and also, obviously, a cut in interest rates, which is normally a big support for the dollar. So relatively speaking, the dollar is actually holding up pretty well.
And I'm just looking at the hearing implant maker Cochlear. It's up strongly again. Why would that be?
Up 2% today, Tiki, up 6% for this week. It does appear that the voluntary recall of one of their products last year in September, which saw the stock price fall from $77 to $45 in no short shift, the stock is now, or the company is now looking in a better position. We've done a couple of surveys with about 1,500 audiologists in the United States. Certainly, Cochlear is their preferred brand. It's their preferred product. They think there's good reliability. And certainly the FDA numbers, that's the Federal Drug and Administration Group, is now saying that the failure rates are starting to drop off as well. So the stock is starting to rally on the back of improved conditions for them.
And a very Australian company. Martin Lakos, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks, Tiki. Always a pleasure.